Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
Hey guys, it's Brie the Frog.
It's Dragonfly, Mandi.
Welcome to the show this week. Apparently we've got a real bad case of the giggles today. And we have this beautiful creature outside the window that is has joined us.
It's for a live audience.
Yes, it's my neighbor's dog has decided to join in, so it's gonna be all four of us because my tarantula Ichabod is here too, and we're all just hanging out.
I like trying not to think about it. I know Brie, one of your spirit animals, is a spider. I understand. But it still scares me.
Live your fears, man. Live your fears.
I think after you talk to the snake right in front of me after ice creams, that I don't have any fears with your spirit animals anymore. I'm
like Cinderella. It's okay.
Yeah,
just talk to the animals.
Totally. But those stories are for other times, guys. Don't forget, our lily pads, you will hear all the spirit animals that have come to us during our adventures, because there's been a lot.
There's been a lot.
Oh, I forgot to say, I also saw a deer today.
I saw a deer today, too. I didn't tell you when we were in the car.
I didn't tell you either. See, look, guys, we're just everywhere.
That's so funny.
But we saw a deer today, and when I looked up what a spirit animal for a deer was, it said, to go back to your inner child, childlike. Does that sound right? Or no? Because I was like, really? That's what a deer meant? I thought it was more majestic than that.
Yeah, but no, think about it. So, if you're going back to, okay, first of all, Bambi, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I was like, okay, all right,
kind
that makes
of.
sense.
And then, just, going back to your child, your inner child, that's, that's, the universe telling you, go back to the things that you loved to do before the world told you what you were supposed to do. Be your true, organic, authentic self.
I like your definition better.
Well, that's just what it means when it's telling you to go back to your inner child. Go back to the passions you had, before you learned what your ego was.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Which kind of leads us in. So today, our lovely lily pads, you guys are going to be focusing or listening to us talk about affirmations this episode. So last episode, we talked about frequency, we talked about your power, your frequency, and we kind of trickled in affirmations just a little bit, but we didn't really dive in, if you think about it. What affirmations are, what, to do with them, do they actually work,
Yes. And it's... My affirmation for that is mind over matter. And that's a big one, I think.
Leap and the net will appear, like I said last episode, from our Stephanie Powers.
So we're going to give you guys the definition of affirmation. It is a noun, and there's two definitions. The first being the action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. And then the second one is emotional support or encouragement. So today, we're mostly talking about the first one. But of course, the second one kind of comes into play. But I'll let Mandi kind of kick this off for us.
So this time, it's my turn to bring a book, guys.
Yes, I'm rubbing off on her.
I am super excited because I actually gifted this to Brie.
I'm so excited.
Earlier today before we started and everything, because this is literally... So, I'm not going to get into a tangent. I'm going to try to keep my Mandi tangents to a minimum. But honestly, this is the second time I'm reading this book. And the first time, it was eye-opening, but I obviously didn't listen or didn't learn the lessons I need to. But this time, I'm in a better place for this book. So I also want to give you guys that kind of hope. If the book doesn't resonate with you now, it's going to. Like, it will resonate. And it's you guys probably already know it, it's that famous yellow book you see in Target, because I literally got it at Target. And you guys already know the second I said yellow book, because most people resonate because of its color first. So it's the You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. I don't know if I said that right.
Yes, Sincero, I think.
Sincero. I actually got her other book, which is how to make the money you need to make, or whatever. Like, I don't know, basically it's like how to make badass money or something like that. But her next one is about money. And it's actually ironic because I'm almost done with the book right now, and we just had a chapter about manifestation on money. And I'm already like mind blown. So I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to read the 4 Agreements, which I'm really excited for. It's another book that you guys are going to definitely hear about, because I've heard it's mind-boggling. It's mind-changing, and I think I'm, like, ready for it. And then I'll read the money book. But, okay, so back to affirmations. So I will tell you guys some quotes from this book, but I also want to personally just tell you and dive in on what I do with my affirmations and what it looks like, and how it literally is not a one-size-fit-all. Like, everyone can have their own affirmations. Everyone has their own views on affirmations. Like, mine may resonate with you. Mine may not resonate with you, you know? And maybe Bree's will resonate with you. Maybe they won't. Like, but we talk about, and these are things we conversate about. That's what's important. Like, we talk about our affirmations, because sometimes it's okay to, like, not just do it alone, you know? I don't know. That's just what I've been kind of thinking. But I do a couple when I journal. I start with every journal entry with, obviously, the date, because I do it in the morning. I do it to do that. Then I ask myself, how am I doing? What do I need? And what am I grateful for? And honestly, my friends, the last one has been eye-opening and opening a lot of channels for me. The what am I grateful for these last 3 days has really helped. And then after, I write, and I always say at least one thing I'm grateful for, even if it's something so small. Like, I decided to get coffee today. I'm grateful for that. I made breakfast for my mom. I'm grateful for that. I got a text from my friend. Like, sometimes it can be so small, sometimes it's big. Like, you take it with a grain of salt. Like, that's all I can say. And then whatever I write, my whole shebang of what happened yesterday and yada, yada, yada. And then I end every journal entry. No matter if I have to make room, no matter if it's like the size of, I don't know, you can't even read it or legible. I know I wrote it, and I know I physically put it on that paper. No matter how it fit, it is on there at the end of my journal. And Brie is looking at me and it's making me laugh, because she knows, she's like, I can just picture, I feel like all of you guys can picture me like,
if you guys could see Mandi's handwriting, first of all,
it is already a hot mess.
The handwriting of a very creative genius.
That's a nice way to put it. I got in elementary school, it looks like boys' handwriting, which, why are we bringing gender into this? Like,
that's okay. When I broke my hand and I had to write with my non-dominant hand, I showed you what that looked like.
It looks better than mine.
Whatever, dude.
It looks better than my normal handwriting, guys.
Oh my god, dude. I was having to fill out... Don't break your hand, by the way, because they make you fill out all kinds of forms with your other hand that you don't usually write with. And that was already, like, step 1 of, like, an obstacle course through life.
But you can
with the wrong hand.
Chopsticks now with your dominant hand, though, and that's pretty, like...
I know. That's my secret talent right there. Oh, man. Anyway. Professional sushi eater.
Yes, of course. The best kind of sushi.
Yes. Oh, my G.
Anyway, what I meant, though, I end every journal entry... Sorry, guys, we had to get on that tangent. I end every journal entry with, today I will be grounded. Today I will be present. Today I will be patient. And I hesitated because depending on the day, I actually switched the last two. So I always say first, today I will be grounded, but by today I will be present, second or third, it kind of varies, and I just kind of go with it. And then I always say, today will be a good day. Because I'm putting that out there in the universe.
Those are some really strong affirmations. And it's super, super important to not only have an affirmation, you guys, but like resonate with it. Like really believe in it. Because if your words don't align with your vibe or your frequency, you're never going to manifest anything. Your words will always be empty.
And those are the things I resonate with and I came up with, you know. Like, I got the what am I grateful for, I knew I wanted the grateful one, but I got the what do I need from one of the podcasters I liked. Because one of my journal entries, I was like, oh, you know what? I really do need to ask myself, what do I need? You know?
That's important too, because I think that that's something, like, number one, I know for a fact I never ask myself that because I'm always thinking about everything else around me or everyone else around me. And so I might have to take one from your little journal there.
It's a good one because like you said, I've always asked other people. You know, it's a thing I always ask others. How are you doing? You know, what can I help you with? You know, I'm like, right. Hold up, man. Why aren't you asking yourself, how can you help you? What can you help you with? True. Like,
oh my G. Yeah.
And then I told myself once I was going on this like inward journal. I mean, okay. I am going through this journaling, but like inward journey. That I need to be like, my issues were groundedness, not grounded. Presentness, not present at all. Yeah. I was too much on the destination. The destination is where it's at. The destination is when I will be happy. The destination, no. Thanks to Brie, guys, I learned, and I'm still learning. It's, you know, it's an uphill battle. Like, I have to reprogram my brain. Like how we were saying, like, you have to, like, I constantly have to remind myself it's about the journey, not the destination. It's the journey, not, like, and reprogramming that from destination. That is hard. But yes. With these affirmations, it helps me tell myself, like, every day I'm talking about groundedness, I'm talking about patience, that's another thing I don't got, and presentness.
Okay, and then speaking for myself, and how I got here, because I feel like I kind of just walked this tightrope by myself as far as like my own spiritual journey and looking for my own affirmations. And for me, it was just kind of figuring out, number one, like I think my number one affirmation that I tell myself all the time is just breathe. Because I am such a high energy person that like I lived in like I didn't realize it at the time, but I spent most of my 20s like living in anxiety, like, but all the time, like a heightened sense of anxiety. And that was always just my like body's like homeostasis, which by the way, that's not normal. So if you're anxious 24/7, that's not normal. And I'm here to tell you that because I thought it was. And I like lived by that because I was like, oh, I'm alive, I'm anxious all the time. And then I learned like recently through quarantine when I was doing my herbal studies, that that's not normal, and that it's not healthy. And so breathing was something that I really learned how to do, and then just keep going, or one foot in front of the other, baby steps. These are all literally just like super simple affirmations, like nothing like mind-blowing or profound, but just very simple things. But I think sometimes the simplest affirmations can be the most powerful because they're not overstimulating to your mind. And then one of my favorite affirmations comes from the movie Creed, of all things. From Rocky, when he's training Adonis and he says, one step, one punch, one round at a time. And so whenever I was going through my darkest fights, I would sometimes tell myself one step, one punch, one round at a time.
You know, one of my favorite quotes is keep moving forward.
Yes.
Keep moving forward. Just like keep moving forward. Because sometimes that's all you can do.
Okay,
Like,
crazy thing. When I first moved up here last summer, we were listening to NPR in the car, and they were talking about like athletes, and she was like an Olympic athletic runner, and she was like, I forget like the backstory, like she got injured or was like struggling with her conditioning or something like that, and her coach taught her an affirmation. So her affirmation for the longest time was just keep going, just keep going, just keep going, because she's like a marathon runner. And then one of her like new coaches told her, no, tell yourself maintain contact with the ground. And so like that became her new affirmation, and like it like changed the game for her. So sometimes something as simple as changing the like go like instead of being like just hold on, like just hold on, or like just keep going, you're almost there, like, you know, just telling yourself like maintain contact with the ground, like stay grounded, you're almost there, like in the present moment, can be profound.
I think I loved what you were just saying earlier about like sometimes it's the smallest affirmations. I feel like that's almost life. Sometimes it's the smallest breadcrumbs you can get from the universe. Sometimes it's the smallest movement, the smallest affirmation, step, motivation, word, advice. I don't know. The list could go on and on. Sometimes that little thing can take you miles and can get you so far, because sometimes we're so programmed right now, I feel like, to take all this info and all this stuff, and it's like, hold up.
It's overwhelming. And a lot of times, we're in such a low vibrational place. Like if you want to link it back to like frequency and energy and like your wavelengths, and it's like you can't have an affirmation that's out, like that's way too like high for you if you're really low at the time. And that's where like the baby steps comes in, you know. And it's like you learn to gradually like raise your frequency, and as you learn to gradually raise your frequency, your affirmations begin to change their shape and their frequency, as you start to resonate and transcend higher and higher.
Everyone starts somewhere.
Yes.
Like, that's what I've been telling myself. Like, I'm on day 7, which whenever this uploads, it's not going to be day 7 of my yoga, that's for sure. But
no, you'll be on day 14.
Or, yeah, whenever it happens.
You'll be a yoga master.
No, okay, not yet. But, you know, day 4, it was hitting me. I almost wanted to, like, I hit my, like, low point. And I almost, day 5, did not do my day 5. And
Mind over matter. Consistency.
I got out of that bed at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. One of those, because I wake up now that early because I'm dedicated to this practice now. Because the yoga I do, guys, isn't just yoga. It's a 10-minute yoga. She's yoga with Cassandra, I think, on YouTube. But she does a 30-day challenge, and that's what I'm doing August. I'm doing it with one of my best friends, and we're doing it together, which also is good because we hold each other accountable. Each day we talk about what we liked and what we didn't like of the practice. But the thing is, the reason why I'm talking about this is like, okay, Mandy, why are you talking about yoga out of nowhere? It's because during our yoga session for 10 minutes, there's an affirmation she gives us in the beginning of our yoga. And we have to think, well, we don't have to, but she tells us it when we start, and then throughout certain poses, and I love it because it's the difficult poses. She reminds us of our affirmations to get us through those difficulties.
Mind over matter, always.
Love it so much. Honestly, my favorite one I think was day 6 or day 5. No, I think it was day 6, because the affirmation was, I love every cell of my body. So simple. So simple. Like, and it was an affirmation I haven't given myself yet. Like, you know, and that still resonates with me, that one. I can't remember what today's was. I'm not gonna lie. One of them was about I can manifest money, like, into my life. That one I liked, too, because I was like, oh, shoot, yeah. And then today I read the chapter in this book about manifesting money, and I was like, oh, my Lanta.
Oh, my gosh. You, like,
my
jogged.
Yoga master knew, like...
You jogged my brain. So put this in your
send
guys'
it.
back pocket, because this is something that I have been mulling around with. And I touched a little bit on it last week about, like... So she just said every cell in our body, right? So our cells are all like vibrating in our bodies. So it creates like that frequency and that vibe and that wavelength. And when you move, like you trigger like a frequency and you like start that wavelength. And so when you're doing yoga and you're holding poses and you're breathing a certain way and you're moving a certain way and then you're like saying those words, you're like you're entraining your entire body. Every cell in your body is becoming entrained to that frequency so that you can manifest everything you've ever wanted. But your whole body has to be entrained. And then on top of that, the thing that's the kicker for me, like the cherry on top, is for me, like music is kind of like a major affirmation. And I've kind of been playing around with music and manifesting, because music is just nothing but wavelengths, you guys. And so you gotta kind of like, if you can get everything in your environment, in your world, entrained to like that frequency that you're trying to achieve, down to the music you listen to, the way you move your body, the words that you say, and the thoughts that you think, like you are so powerful. Like this week has been so magical for me because I finally like tapped into that and like figured it out, and it's wild. I can't even like, it's just crazy. Like if I could write you guys a laundry list of everything that's happened this week, like it's freaking crazy.
Bottom line, Brie was magic this week, basically. Like, no joke, really. Like, it was magical. And honestly, I've had the best 3 days I've had this week. Because, like, the best journaling. And that's because I've really focused on the last third affirmation of what am I grateful for. I actually recorded something that hopefully one day I can send to you guys. Brie recorded something that same day, which was craziness. August 6th will go down in history for both.
Dude, that was a really good day.
That was a day both of us had just mind-boggling, like, aha, light bulb, like, fireworks, confetti, whatever kind of moment you want to call it.
I feel like I graduated.
I feel like I did too. Like, I finally ended up, I started small with something I was grateful for, and I ended up being grateful for things that happened in my past that never in my lifetime did I think I would find gratitude for and thank it. And more importantly, I thanked my past self.
Oh, yeah.
That...
You've got to, because if you think about it, your past self was the one who was saying, like, keep breathing, baby steps, like...
She didn't say that. She said keep moving forward. And I was like,
well,
that made me hear, though. So I'm like, thank you.
It's crazy, you guys. Like, if you stop and you think back on that type of thing, because it's like, dang, like, that past version of myself was not as evolved. I don't want to say weak, because holy moly, man.
No, they were not weak.
It's crazy because I look back and I'm like, you were strong. But today I'm stronger. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, but you were so strong.
Yes,
so like, it's
girl.
just, it's so crazy to like think that, like...
I got teary-eyed. I think I almost cried. I like stopped myself and like thinking about it now makes me want to cry. I'm not gonna cry.
It's okay, dude. So when I work out a lot of the times, sometimes for me, like, to get into the right mindset when it comes to doing that sort of thing is like I like to make myself angry sometimes. It's probably not the healthiest, but like,
I feel it.
It's
when we
how
do weights, I do it.
you I don't know. I guess I channel my inner warrior, like my Xena warrior princess or something. But like, there was a time, I think I told Mandi last week when I was telling you guys in part 2 that you'll hear about, when I like was on the bicycle doing my cardio, and when I was done, my RPMs were 111. And I was thinking about like something like my past version of myself and how I wasn't her anymore, but I lived through that stuff, and was just thinking like, I'm so thankful and I'm so strong that I got teary-eyed. And it's just like a profound thing that happens. Like, you love that person so much because they were strong enough to withstand that dark time to get you to where you are today. And it's just a strange perspective, but it's usually, for me, and I'm sure Mandi too, like, it is those affirmations, whatever they may be, like, you just hold on to them. And it's kind of an accountability thing too. Affirmations are a form of accountability.
I've been finding more gratitude at my days at work, because I've been finding gratitudes before my day. And even if I don't, which, girl, I'm telling you, girl or boy, all our lily pads, I'm telling you, like, that is very difficult, because that does not happen. But it's making it easier. I will say that. When I can't really find gratitude, I find gratitude with my coworkers, with my environment, with the gas in my car, with me having a car, you know? Yeah. Like, things like that make my days easier. Honestly, I'm going to read you guys some quotes from the You Are a Badass, because I feel like these are going to resonate with you guys. And I don't want you guys to, like, feel like, well, I don't have my affirmations. These affirmations don't click with me. That's fine. Like,
you'll find one. You'll know what it is.
We're all on our own paths, our own journeys right now. Do not in any form of way feel left out or feel alone or feel like you're not there yet. Because, like we were saying, you have to start. It sucks. I'm sorry. But you have to start from the beginning. You have to start from, like, you have to. Yeah. That's the only way you're going to enjoy it. Because it is about the journey. Enjoy the journey. Like, you can like the view once you get up to your destination. But I think you're going to like yourself more through that journey. And you're going to find a lot more unexpected things, paths, creatures, people. List goes on and on.
Oh, like, yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Don't feel like... Because I really don't like that. I don't like when people... And maybe that's because, for me, I know how that feels when you're seeing everyone around you, like, they're ahead. And you're like, oh, gosh, I'm never going to be there. Like, no, you will be.
You will, you guys. It's consistency. Like, consistency is key.
You're on your own frequency. You have your own time. It's a matter of time and when. Not if, not and, not but. It's time and when. That's
and then before you read your quote, I'm going to add one more thing to that. And it's kind of something that I, like, came to the conclusion of this week. Or was able to, like, wrap my brain around it and form it into, like, a complete thought. And it's, you have to let go of everybody else's, like, expectations of you in order for you to truly begin to live, and step into your truth and to be able to speak your truth. And so you really have to stop looking around and start looking within yourself. And once you do that, your journey will begin.
That is so true. Yeah. Everything starts clicking. But like Brie said, you have to go in. You have to do the inward work. You have to accept the light with the dark. And the dark is the part where a lot of us are like, yeah, okay.
We all like to turn our little night lights on and, like, pretend like it's not dark. Or like Dumbledore, who says, happiness can be found in the darkest of places. One must remember to turn on the light.
I love that one so much.
I do too.
I'm so glad you said that quote, because I was literally thinking that. But I was like, ooh.
That is a quote that's gotten me through, or an affirmation that's gotten me through some dark times. And even when I feel like, oh shit, like there is no light switch in here. Like.
It actually reminds me of, in this book, she talks about So she's in, I think, Mexico or like the Caribbean. I think it was Mexico. She did a random trip with one of her girlfriends. And one of her girlfriends wanted to go on this hike and go in this cave. But the thing was about the cave that she had to go in, they had to wear knee pads, one, and crawl for almost all of it to get to wherever this place that her friend wanted to go. Like, and it was dark. So
dude, I would have had a panic attack. I'm not even gonna lie.
So that's the thing. She almost did. But she didn't, though. It was that mind over matter. She, like, while she was in this confined space with darkness, except a flashlight, like, almost flipped her butt. Like, almost did not. But she's like, why? She questioned herself. Why am I scared? Why am I, like, why do we have to be scared? Like, is it because of, like, what we're, like, all these things. I'm doing an awful job of saying, like, doing justice towards it. But basically, bottom line, she did it. She made mind over matter. She was inhaled and surrounded by fear, and she conquered it, and she got over it, and she now knows how to do that in everything. And when she describes it to you, it's mind-boggling, and it's literally one of my favorite chapters she talks about is fear, because I found a lot of things that she was saying, like, oh my goodness, like, yes, like, I definitely have that fear, and that is definitely the dialogue I have with myself.
Ooh, that's like, I don't know if you guys have ever, like, seen that Will Smith thing where he says, everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of fear, and that is, like, that was another one that got me through a lot of stuff, man, and I used to be afraid of everything, and now it's like, I've lived through almost all of my, like, biggest fears of my entire life. And so now I'm just kind of like, I just feel like I could stare fear in the eyes and be like, you have no power over me.
I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there.
Oh, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. It's empowering.
So one of my favorite quotes she, like, said in the book, is she talks about the big snooze, which in my opinion is kind of what I call my challenging ego. So that, like, little, you guys can call it what you, she calls it big snooze. Love it when she refers to it. I'm like, yeah, that is a big snooze actually when you think about it. I call it challenging ego. Basically, it's that little voice that wants to talk about your inner voice's thoughts, you know, and puts it in a bad swing. We all know that voice.
The voice that tries to talk you out of doing the thing that you really want to do, but it's probably a bad idea because it's really scary, and what if it doesn't work out?
Oh, and then society and everything else also, like, feeds into that voice sometimes. And you're like, well, then that person also said that, so yeah, then this voice is right then.
Or this doesn't fit into the box and I shouldn't do it because then I'm going to be different.
Either way, we all know that voice.
Yeah, it's not a fun voice.
It's not. And she talks about it, and I love it so much that she called it the big snooze. Like, girl, yes. When she was talking about the big snooze, she said, one of the quotes is really awesome. It says, as long as you feed the beast, it shall live. And I was like, what?
Starve your ego, guys. Starve that thing.
It just goes back to, like, once you start feeding into your affirmations, too, guys, and your, like, inner voice, that ego's going nowhere. It's got no power. Like, it's going to soon start, and I think she even mentions this, like, soon you're going to come to a point where you face that ego, and you're like, what's next? And they're going to be like, oh, you again? Yeah, no, I don't want to deal with you. Like, you're like, never mind, I don't want to even try to skirt in. Like, inner voice has got this. Like, we're going to just leave it to the inner voice. Like,
yes, Jesus, take the wheel.
Basically, like, and then another one is, your job isn't to know the how. It is to know the what, and to be open to discovery, and to receiving the how.
Yes, you guys. Okay, I could totally speak to this week, especially more so than anything, because I've made some life changes, and they've made me way more comfortable. Let me be very clear. I have not been at this much peace in a really long time, but in order to get here, I had to do something that made my ego feel uncomfortable. And I have had to have conversations with my ego every single day in order to keep me grounded and keep me moving forward. And every single day that I had those conversations, I'm so thankful because it kept me grounded and it kept me moving forward. And the universe has sprinkled all kinds of goodies and little signs, and like has been whispering me and nudging me like in this direction. And I cannot help but feel like I'm being divinely led because I've finally let go of everybody's expectations of me and what I should be doing and who I should be and how I should be living my life, and really just letting that go and being divinely guided by spirit. And it's a little bit scary because I'm used to being able to like see the finish line and see the goal that I'm working towards. And right now I'm just letting my soul fly free and be divinely guided. And it's super challenging because it feels like you're free falling, but you're not falling, you're flying. You know how to fly, you just have to take that leap.
Leap and the net will appear.
Yes.
As Stephanie Power says, leap and the net will appear. I'm almost to the point, I feel like. I like how to take a deep breath because I'm like, it still scares me, that thought, but like...
Everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear, Mandy. Just jump.
I know.
With 2 feet.
Oh, goodness. Oh, my God. Okay, another quote is, so even though you're going to be thinking and imagining the change before it happens, do what you can to make some upgrades to where you are at now. Which is perfect. Like we were talking about, like, baby steps. Like, although you do have to take baby steps and you do want to focus on the journey, not the destination, not gonna lie, it'd be probably good if you at least had some sort of idea or thing that you could help manifest the destination so that it actually happens.
Yes, and let me tell you this. It's not ever going to be like what you imagined. Mm-hmm. So don't hold a specific expectation to
keep it
that.
Open. Still keep it open. Like, have, like, an outline of kind of what you want, you know?
Have your goals and write them down, but do not close yourself into one film clip of what you imagine it to be like and how you get there. Give it to the universe. Universe, this is what I want. And then let the universe divinely guide you. You will be pleasantly surprised. Because
it's actually going to be, most of the times, better than you ever, like, pictured. Yes.
Much better, yeah.
A lot of the times it is. And that's with, like, big things or little things.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. But it's worth it.
And don't give up because you think that it's not happening how you imagined. Because you're being divinely guided. Just trust the process.
You have to go past that moment where you're like, oh, but I want this, and they're giving you something else. And that's the moment of where the universe is like, are you going to take this now? Because you know I'm still listening to what you want. Or are you going to, like, skirt again and go the other direction when I'm trying to help you over here? Like, and that's when you have to, like, okay, I'll do it this way. Like, grin and bear it. Keep moving forward. Because it's there. It's just around the corner. Like we said this is like we said in the last episode. It's just around the corner. Like
I just want to be like, just around the river bend. It really is.
Love it so much. New beginnings. That's all I can say. New beginnings. This is the last one I'm gonna leave you guys with, and I think it's gonna resonate a lot with both of us because it just is. Like, okay, we must focus on the positive instead of the list of the negative we've collected over time. And keep that focus regardless of what flies in our face.
I've got an affirmation for that, and it's something that I was raised on, actually, and I feel like both my mom and my dad used to say this as a kid now. And it's what you think about, you bring about. So check yourself, because those negative thoughts are going to bring you down, and then if you get too down, you start to remember your vibe attracts your tribe. So like you want to think positive thoughts and believe positive things about yourself in order to continue to uplift yourself, so that you can resonate at a higher frequency.
It's perfect, yeah. I think the other thing it makes me think about is a thing I've been thinking about a lot lately and have been like conversating with a lot of people is, you know, a lot of the times we're like mirrors to ourselves, mirrors to other people, and we don't really realize how strong our words are, or words that we receive from others as well. You know, sometimes we take a lot and, you know, it's not actually for us or against us what they're saying, what they're like they're projecting. That's what it is. They're projecting how they're feeling, their inner like dialogue that they're having. So that's where it goes kind of back to where you got to check yourself.
Well, and not only that, you guys, like you have power. You all hold power and your words have power. And it goes back to like what a spell is. And a spell is called a spell because it's words.
Because our words are energy.
Yeah.
Because we are energy.
Yeah.
Goes back to what we're all saying. Like, that's why you have to be mindful, because we are energy. Like we said at last episode, Brie said we are water. We are literally water. We have energy. We have frequency. We have all of this power. It's just a lot of the times, you know, outside forces and everything happen, and, you know, sometimes it's hard to control our energy. It's hard to control our frequency, our emotions, like everything. But that goes back to the inner work you have to do. You gotta figure out what's going on inside of you before you can really take it out on anyone else.
Yes, absolutely. You know, you just really have to be mindful of everything you think about and say. And I feel like the more that you step into your power, the more you'll find you have to choose your words wisely, because let me tell you, like, I'm still a work in progress, but like, man, I don't know, like, finding that power, you gotta be careful with what you say. Like, you'll manifest something whether you wanted it or not.
Mm-hmm. It'll happen one way or another. That's definitely for sure. Or just like when you like ask the universe something, you know, also know that it can't be big. Sometimes it's something really small. Like, that's why lately I've been like, I just want a breadcrumb. Like, I just need a crumb. I just need something little. And then it turns into something bigger.
Well, and the more you like open up to that sort of thing, the more the breadcrumbs start to trickle in, and pretty soon it's like you're at a buffet.
Yes.
The signs are everywhere, but it goes back to what we said last week. Like, it just depends on where your frequency and your mindset is at, because if you're vibrating at a lower level, you're only whatever frequency you're vibrating on, that's what you'll be able to see. Mm-hmm. It's the hologram concept.
Yeah. It's also being like grounded and present too. Because when I started being grateful for like my past self, I started realizing actually I had a lot of more breadcrumbs back then than I thought I did. And thinking to where I am now, I'm like, now I can see all the breadcrumbs. Then I couldn't see the breadcrumbs. So I thanked that, and I actually was like, thank you, universe. Thank you for those. I'm sorry I didn't give it the gratitude it deserved. But now I am eternally more grateful, and I thank you for what you gave me then. Yeah. And I thank you for what I have now, and I'm thanking you for what you are going to give me later. And I think that was when I really had my, like, aha.
I'm like, haha, can I give you an aha moment?
Yeah.
The only reason you see those breadcrumbs now is because you're resonating at a higher frequency.
Well, and I'm grounded, too, because of everything we've been doing.
True.
And because of Brie telling me how, like, why are you always thinking ahead? Like, why are you always, like, I just remember this one day really resonates with me when we were at work. And it was before COVID. Literally, it was I think the week before everything we closed.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
We were doing shipment, which all my things happen during shipment. Can I just say, I get the biggest breadcrumbs when we do shipment.
Oh my gosh.
You do too, though. You see 333s when you do shipment.
Dude, I will never forget that day either.
Yeah, and I see 222. Well, I've never seen 222 until, like, what happened recently, but...
That's a lie, you guys. There's 222 in our store, and we see it every morning if you pay attention, but I had to point it out to her first.
That happened that same day, though.
Oh, shit.
The same day I'm about to talk about. So, I literally was a ball of stress. Go figure. Like Brie was saying, I was always on this frequency of anxiety and stress.
Okay, but only because I lived through it first so I could recognize the signs. Just saying, I'm like trying to get her out of that because I lived that.
And I don't even remember where we were. I don't know how it started, but I was just stressed. I was telling you about, basically I was, like telling her I'm stressed about this and this and this that I have to do today. And this is going wrong, and this. And yes, I literally was like this and this because there's literally like 5 or more things that I was like listing off.
It was, dude, and she was stressing me out.
Yeah, and once again, I was projecting that onto Brie. Why? Because I was feeling really heavy, and I wasn't really a good person to do that, but I was trying to lug off what I had on me. And thinking, quote unquote, I was trying to get advice or help from someone. No, I wasn't. I was trying to lug something off that didn't need to be lugging off on someone else. One. And
we've all been there. It's okay, you guys.
I was, maybe if I verbally say all my troubles or like things, they're gonna just wash away. No, it was my mindset. That was the issue. One. So that was, yeah. But literally, Brie had to just like stop me. And was like, where are you at now, Mandi? And I was like, what are you talking about, Brie? I need to do da-da-da-da-da. And I literally said it like that. And, like, I'm trying not to laugh because we're looking at each other.
Oh, shit, I distorted.
It was way worse than that. It was like, I literally was like, what do you mean? I'm like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, and you guys go, like, what are you talking about? I need to do this and this and this and this. And I was like, hi. Like, very, like,
she had left the earth.
I was just
she was
not
no
there.
longer with us.
There was no hope. There was like no train could stop this.
She was like, beam me up, Scotty.
Like no one could bring me down. And then Brie was just like, no, Mandi. Like, and this is what freaking grounded me and like was like, slap.
Oh God, that's not what I was trying to do.
No, it was good. It was good. She was just like, no, Mandi, where are you now? Basically, you're here at work. What do you need to do now? And I was like, I'm at work. And she's like, yeah, you're at work. Like, okay, what are you going to do next? And it's like, well, we're at work. So she's like, exactly. So you're going to, like,
Let's get one thing at a time. So do the work that you... Don't overwhelm yourself with everything you have to do. Take it one step at a time. Literally. I cannot say that. That's probably, like I said, one of my biggest affirmations. Mm-hmm. One step at a time. Make it a list. Even though I'm a lister, but I'm not a lister. I'm an unconventional lister. But, one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. You're going to get it all done, but you got to keep your focus on one thing at a time in order for you to flawlessly execute everything.
And, you'll have that, like, aha moment where it all, like, makes sense and everything.
I just wanted to ground you so that you weren't stressed out, so that you could... I wasn't really trying to be like, hey, we're at work, you need to work. I was really just trying to bring you back down so that you could put focus into everything that you had to get done.
Mm-hmm. And it worked. But honestly, now looking back, I think that was really the first step of that I knew I needed to change and I needed to go on this, like, inward journey.
Well, I'm so glad that we're on this journey together. It's been... Dude, Mandi's got me learning how to receive. I'm like the lone wolf, and I'm like, no, I got this. I don't need your help. I don't need to talk to you.
Dude,
I'm fine.
No. I'm like, dude, you're not a lone wolf. Okay, I understand you want to be alone sometimes. I get it.
I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel.
I'm Atlanta. Like, calm it down, all right?
Pee Wee Herman.
Calm it down. Like, I'm here. Lean on me more. But, you know, you just gotta, you know, some things, I don't even know, like, oh, it makes me emotional when I think about it. Just,
She's come a long way, folks.
Yeah.
We both have.
I was like, yeah, not just me, dude. I've seen so many people, you know, our best friend too that I introduced you to. I don't want to say her name because I don't want her to like feel uncomfortable.
It's fine. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
She knows because she listens. Yeah. So,
our favorite Leo.
Oh yeah, our favorite Leo. That's what we'll just call her.
Our favorite Leo
on the channel, on our podcast channel, everything. So our favorite Leo, who I also she's going through her journey right now, and I couldn't be more grateful for what we're both doing. We're doing that yoga challenge together. You know, her birthday's coming up because it's August, so this is a perfect time for her. You know, she's going through a lot of changes, and I couldn't be more proud of her, what she has accomplished, and where she is going. And the gratitude I have for her is immensely so much.
Same, and I only met her like twice in person, and I'm super stoked because like she is like a happy addition to this little tribe.
We created our own tribe, guys. Like, it's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, we have an amazing time together.
Yes. And we hope that you guys join us. Like, we're really, really excited for you to be here with us.
Because you guys aren't alone. No, you're never truly alone. Like I said last time, there's 3 billion. I'm going to say it probably every episode because I just want to make sure, I want to give this affirmation to you because I'm also maybe projecting it to myself to let also myself know this, but there's 3 billion, if not more people on this planet. You will find your tribe. You will find your partners. You will find your family. Like, you will find them. They're out there. You just got to be mindful. You got to be open-minded. You gotta just open up.
Let those walls down. And this is coming from the one who sits in her fortress of solitude.
We all have walls, you know, they're all built differently. And there's certain people who can climb up them, and there's certain people who will never and never will, and that's fine because there's a barricade for a reason.
Boundaries.
But, yes. But you lily pads are doing great. In case no one's told you this, you're doing amazing.
You are. You're
hanging in.
Fabulous.
Fabulous little lily pads. Beautiful. Gorgeous people. Beautiful. But I think our chat is over.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. Remember, follow us at TheDragonflyandTheFrog on Instagram and Twitter. And
yes, it's on Twitter too. I'll put the Twitter down below though because you can't have it. It's too long for you to put the whole.
Oh, jeez.
It's awful. It ruined the whole chain. Everything in our chain. We have a SoundCloud now too, so everything will be on there as well for you guys. Be water.
Be water, my friends.
We'll chat with you next time, lily pads. All the love coming your way.
Ooh, one thing. Sorry, I interrupted the love. But next week, we're going to be recording from a destination, and we're so excited. So be on the lookout for that, guys.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
I'm so excited. I don't know where we're going, but Mandi does.
Leap in the net will appear. Leap in the net will appear. I'm going to conquer my fear.
I'm like, Hercules. I'm so excited.
You guys can't see us. We're
raising the roof.
Raising the roof. Giving the energy flow. Love you guys. Be water.
Bye. Be water, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.